Here with all of you today. Thank you for coming. What is this Memorial Day to most of us? A 3-day weekend? A time for barbecues and partying? To many of us it is. But gathered here today, we're blessed to know the real meaning of Memorial Day. And I'd like to quote Ronald Reagan, who spoke about the meaning of this day at Arlington National Cemetery in 1986. Today is the day we put aside to remember fallen heroes and to pray that no heroes will ever have to die for us again. It's a day of thanks for the valor of others, a day to remember the splendor of America and those of her children who rest in this cemetery and others. It's a day to be with family and remember. In round numbers, consider these staggering statistics. Since the Revolutionary War, America has suffered some 1.3 million combat and combat-related deaths. Add to that an estimated 1.5 million wounded, and we're coming close to a number of 3 million casualties in America since the Revolutionary War. You know, people can get awful cynical about numbers like that. The death of one man is a tragedy. The death of millions is a statistic. So said Soviet dictator Joseph Stalin. And boy, he should know well, because under his regime, some 43 million lost their lives. But we're here today to ensure that not a single patriot who gave his or her life will ever be considered a statistic. Following the famous Battle of Iwo Jima in 1945, Fleet Admiral Chester Nimitz stated that uncommon valor was a common virtue. As you probably know, that famous statement is now inscribed on the United States Marine Corps War Memorial adjacent to Arlington. But we here today know that uncommon valor was not and is not unique to the Marine Corps or to World War II. It's a common American character trait that our warriors have exhibited in every conflict we've been in, starting with the Revolutionary War 250 years ago and continuing to this day as we fight in the Middle East and elsewhere around the world. Please bear with me as I quote the ever colorful General George Patton. No bastard ever won a war by dying for his country. You won it by making the other poor dumb bastard die for his. But the truth is that many of our nation's warriors didn't ask to go to distant battlefields and die. Many didn't even volunteer. They didn't go to war because they loved fighting. They were called to be part of something bigger than themselves. They were ordinary people who responded in extraordinary ways in extreme times. They rose to the nation's call because they wanted to protect a nation which has given them and us so much. Jesus called that kind of sacrifice love. Greater love has no one than this, than to lay down one's life for his friends. So today we honor our heroes, we remember their achievements, their courage, and their dedication, and we say thank you for their sacrifices. You know, I look out at this group today in Little Marana and remember with you that we stand in the midst of patriots here. And we stand in the midst of family and friends who also have nobly served. And this scenario is playing itself across our great nation thousands of times, right now as we speak. Our gathering is just one small spark in a flame of pride that permeates this nation. Your presence here today is a fitting tribute to those who have given their lives for our country. By being here, you say, we remember, and as importantly, we will never forget. From the soldiers who shivered and starved through the winter at Valley Forge, to the doughboys crouched in the muddy trenches of France, to the platoon who patrolled the hazy jungles of Vietnam, to the young men and women deployed to the Middle East right now, and to all the family members who have supported them and suffered with them, and yes, even absorbed their ultimate sacrifice. We humbly, reverently, respectfully, and gratefully remember and honor them all. May God bless you, may God bless our troops, and may God bless America. Thank you.